Yo, welcome to Crate 808 and another, well, it's Halloween when this is going to be out. It's another Hip Hop Heads Talking Horror edition. And today we are taking it back 40 years. We've done the Terminator and we're going back to the same year, 1984, for the horror monument that not only set in course like an all-time franchise, but also birthed one of the, if not the most, one of the most iconic horror monsters in cinema. Yes, we are talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street by master filmmaker Wes Craven. And joining me today are going to be three guys who were just into survival. They're just into survival, and that is Alaska Adams is here right now, and we will have Myke Seatown, formerly of Dead End Hip Hop, and Thomas Hobbs as well. Alaska, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing well, my friend. And yourself?
I'm good. I just enjoy. I have rewatched Elm Street recently, and I just really giggled at the. Why are you doing this? I'm just really into survival, was what Heather said, and you were like, yeah, cool, okay, yeah, and then decided to become Macaulay Culkin for like the last third act.
For real, like some of the same exact traps, I believe. Like that sledgehammer one. It's like a one. It's like 1-for-1 or 1-to-1.
Yes,
comparison.
Right, yeah. Absolutely. I think Home Alone needs more scrutiny because, 8 years earlier there was this. Absolutely, yeah, definitely. But before we go any further ahead, people know there's going to be spoilers. This is Nightmare on Elm Street. If you haven't watched it, I have no idea.
Years old.
Yeah, it's 40 years old. I just don't know if we should even say spoilers anymore. But I'm just in the habit of doing it. But look, until the other guys come on, Alaska. Let's just for straight up bias, just letting you know, this is, and I traced it back, and I think this is the first proper horror film I ever saw.
Oh, wow.
As a kid. So the bias in this episode is going to be real. Like that's going to. Okay. So cool. I was 8 years old. I watched that. We'll go into that in a bit. But for you, 40 years, and these decades seem to just fly by nowadays, especially with hip hop albums. Why do you think this film still holds power over us today? And why do you think it's kind of lasted? Yeah, where are you with Nightmare?
So I think I mentioned this to you in the text. I find I like it less every time I watch it.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's like it spawned one of the a cultural icons. So that's why it's still relevant. He's the same as Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, like Freddy. Even him and Jason, I would say more than any other killers from that era. But it's like because he has his quips, he has his sense of humor. Like in this version, he's not well rounded. He's not what he becomes.
No,
right? It's like Jason with the burlap sack. It's not what he becomes.
No.
So I think it's I think there's. We've all had those dreams. We felt like we were. I had a dream just the other night that I woke up and had to turn on all the lights in my house.
Holy shit! They're powerful shits. I mean? They are powerful.
Yeah, so it's like we've all had that experience of the pure terror, and being fortunate enough to wake up and not be killed by whatever it was in our dreams. So there's always that. I think that thing in the back of our head that we're like, it's relatable as hell, and you have this boogeyman. It's like the child killer that you don't know about. Actually, you do learn about that in this one, that he was a child killer.
Late on.
Very late, yeah.
We did do a chat on the Terminator, and that'll be out as well. And there's a lot of similarities to that, bro. There's a lot of similarities of this. There's a crossroads this character can go in, and we'll talk about it later as well with the other guys. There's a crossroads Freddy can go after this. There's a crossroads Terminator can go after that film, and they decide to go down the street paved with gold, obviously, because that's capitalism, that's America.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly. But these two entities, Terminator and Freddy, are very American as well. They are American what's the word? Iconography. They're American tradition. They're an American culture. And I think that's the thing I think that stands out, which is, if you couldn't say Freddy, you'd say the universal theme of sleeping, and everyone has to sleep. Like you said, everyone gets up at one point in their life just being like, holy shit, what the fuck was that? And
let's be real. He's the most popular Freddy in the history of the universe. there's never been a more popular Freddy. I'd say maybe Freddie Mercury, but
Freddie,
when you say Freddy, most people's minds are going to Krueger. They're not going to Mercury.
Damn, you're going that far. It is, because I think it was Alice Cooper who put it perfectly, where he said Freddy is an American original. Yeah. And I think as a European, and this is just me putting my hands up, anytime America has anything original, you're like, really a lot of its culture is taken from places. Sure, and also you love to rip down your history, just like we love to keep it up. There's a castle around every corner kind of thing. But I think that's quite important with this and the Terminator, I suppose, but with Nightmare, it is it's a very American original film.
Without question, It's like baseball, jazz, and Freddy.
Baseball, jazz, and Freddy. Hip hop coming off the tail end. Yeah. What a great. You know what? People take the piss out of America. That's a pretty good. Hit rate.
Yeah. I mean, you went to your first baseball game, right? Was it your first baseball game?
I did. I went to see the Yankees at my first ever ball game. Yeah. I was on the edibles, not gonna lie, and it made it amazing. But also. I said, me and Asker met up in New York. It was incredible. I actually got to meet the man himself, and I was just saying to you, Americans are totally ridiculous. And I love it.
Maniacs.
Yeah, I love how you buy in, and this again is the Freddy thing where people buy in now on Freddy. Where you're like, Halloween, Freddy's a go-to. Like it's a go-to. Mm-hmm. Halloween without Freddy is weird, right? So
weird, right?
Yeah, no, very, very.
Any of these movie monsters we talk about, with the exception of maybe Leatherface, you don't see a lot of Leatherfaces. But if you went to like a regular work Halloween party, you wouldn't be shocked to see a Michael Myers mask. You wouldn't be shocked to see a Ghostface scream. You wouldn't be shocked to see somebody dressed like Freddy, and you wouldn't be shocked to see somebody dressed like Michael Myers.
Yeah,
just as much as like Frankenstein or Dracula, like any of them.
How much hard work out of your personal life are you willing to put in to make sure the Terrifier becomes one of those? Because I know you and him are like so tight, and it's like you need him to be like in that level. Like
I think he's already happening. I mean, like people are getting fucking terrified, like Art the Clown tatted up on their bodies.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Like you go to Damien Leone's or the Terrifier Insta feed, and it's just nothing of people getting like giant Terrifier tattoos.
Yeah,
which is horrifying to me.
That is true. And you know what? The funny thing is, mate, I think Freddy has a lot to do with that. I think Freddy is the blueprint, the roadmap to getting yourself to somewhere like that. Like, I think just on the face of it, and I don't mean the pun, but just seeing his face is a level beyond Jason. Like, Jason is because you project your own feeling onto the mask, right? And it's the physicality. It's the same thing with Michael, exactly. Leatherface less so, because you have a bit more of the character coming through. But Freddy is the one where you're like, oh no, this is just this guy. this is just this guy. Like, this is holy fuck. And I think that's the beauty of, and we'll go into really why I think that character is so clever.
I think there are a lot of similarities between him and Art, even though Art doesn't talk.
Yeah.
There's something very similar about their approach and the way the character, like they're both very spindly and kind of like goofy. Even in their brutality. But even one of the things I've noticed is watching it again last night, the beginning of Nightmare, where he's crafting his weapons.
Yes.
The beginning of the original Terrifier is based. It's like a 1-for-1 copy. Like, I don't know if you recognize that, but it's like the way he's building his weapons up. It's the same exact thing.
There you go. So this is what I mean. It leads to, Freddy has led to that. 40 years later, you're getting people at Art the Clown. And not that we've had stuff like Art like regularly. That's true.
Yeah.
But it's nice that you can still see the echoes of it somewhere. And you know what it is, bro? Art the Clown is a natural evolution for me of the Freddy Crossroads. Like I said, the Terminator had one, Freddy has one here. And they both do the same thing. The dilemma is, do I ramp up the horror, or do I become less scary to make more money? And money is a bitch, and everyone almost always wins every argument. And I was thinking that is what Freddy kind of becomes, and he becomes a likable hero. But you have Art, who's the flip side of that coin. He's just like, you can try as much as you like to make me quippy and funny, but end of the day, I am still splitting this person in half with a scalpel or whatever.
But there's something like to me it's like Art the Clown is like Tom and Jerry. Did you guys have Tom and Jerry over there?
Yes, yeah.
Like the levels of violence, cartoony violence that Art the Clown has. It's like I don't know how you could watch that and be like, oh, horror. It's like it's slapstick.
Yeah.
At the very end, it's slapstick. It's ultra violent slapstick. It's Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
The things they do on there are the types of things that Art the Clown does.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So the Adult Swim vibe is in there as well, where you think like just crazy shit. Shit. He will do it. He will go to that level where you're like, I would have to wait up late to watch someone doing this on Adult Swim or something. But you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this is what I mean. Like first proper horror, as I said, I think going back, you said you'd like it less. That's interesting. Because there are moments that I don't like as much. The third act mainly. We've got to talk about the mum's acting. Heather's mum is mother.
The whole that's the thing that kind of ruins it for me. Like the acting is so fucking bad,
bro. She's on a different wavelength, bro. There is like read the room, but every single scene is different. She has no tone. She can't set the tone. And you're like, where? Maybe it is because she is an alcoholic with PTSD after murdering a guy. Maybe that's what happens to you. But you're right. And
like everything about her is off. Like even like her makeup.
Yeah.
Like the way it makes it look like she has a 5 o'clock shadow. Like it's just fucking everything is off on her. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Her friends, like even Johnny Depp, who's like a legendary actor, is terrible in this.
Yeah.
Terrible. And Heather Langenkamp manages to get better and better throughout the movie.
Yes.
And everybody else gets worse and worse.
Although Tina does well. I think Tina absolutely smashes it in this.
Yeah, Tina does. Actually, Tina does do well.
She has a lot of weight. She has to carry a lot, bro. Like she's got the best set piece. She's got the best aftershock set piece as well. Where you're like, damn, she actually had, and I love the idea of lulling you into that. Oh, she's the hero, right? Of course, she's blonde.
Totally. And this became like a Wes Craven staple too. Like he did the same thing with Scream.
Yes, here's the blonde. Bang. Pull the rug from under you. Absolutely. But I think one thing that was really impressive, and Wes is a master, him and John, Carpenter and Craven, I can't split. Like I have more nostalgia in the Craven vibe as well. But I thought the pacing in this, like, again, I don't want to keep liking it to Terminator, but we literally just talked about it a few hours ago. But the fact it takes them an age to explain who this fucking guy is. Like, we are learning as we go. Like, the characters are learning, we're learning, and it just gets, and that kind of makes it scarier, especially on the first watch. And look at this. My man, Myke Seatown, has just entered the chat as well. Man, this is the thing. We can't talk Freddy without Myke, because I know Myke geeks over Freddy, and Mike's the Freddy guy. So, and here he is. Myke, how are you doing, my man?
Good, man. How are y'all?
Chilling. What's up, Myke?
Cooling. Sorry, I'm a bit late here.
Not at all, man. Not at all. We have been dissecting. What have we touched on so far, Alaska? Why this film, Nightmare on Elm Street, is so good. Like, still 40 years later.
Still resonates.
We've talked about the mum's acting, which we've got to get to in more detail because she's totally ludicrous. And we've also talked about Art the Clown being kind of birthed with Freddy, and now he's kind of the flip side where I was saying how there was a crossroads at the end of this where Freddy ended up you can make him more evil and more sadistic and more pervy, or you can make him what they made him, more likable and make money. And Art kind of is the flip side of that coin, I was thinking. But please let us know, Myke, your thoughts on Elm Street 40 years later. Why are you still watching it? Why are you still into it? What's it saying to you?
Well, first off, I wish I had a chance to rewatch it. I didn't, but I don't think I really need to. I've seen this movie probably hundreds of times since I was a kid, which is not a great thing because most of those hundreds were done between the age of probably like 10 and like 13, you know? But why do I think it's I don't know, man. I think that Freddy was just a perfect villain, you know, for his time. Like he's definitely my favorite horror movie villain, but like I don't think anyone's been able to touch his level of just depravity since, you know. I mean, people try and they'll try to do like the whole gore thing, but For the time, man, nothing was touching how creepy and weird Freddy was.
Mm. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think we lean on that Freddy thing because he is an icon. It's birthing of an icon. This film has birthed that.
Yep.
But we also talked about the universal theme of sleeping. Like everyone has to do. It's such a perfect, like, you know, like you have a moment of genius in whatever you do in your life where you're like, oh, I mean, that's just perfect. Whenever he read that story of the Japanese kids or whenever it really hit him and he just thought, oh yeah, everyone has to sleep. Imagine you can't sleep. Like that's another thing. This film hits harder as I get older. Like I'm in my 40s now. And if I can't sleep now, it is genuinely quite painful. Like it is like, I need to sleep. Like 21, I don't need to sleep. What the fuck? I don't sleep. It's all good. I'm up all night. Now, if I lose like an hour or 2 or 3 of sleep, it's over, mate. And now I'm looking at Johnny Depp thinking, no wonder you fell asleep, dog. I don't blame you. I know you were told to stay up, but...
Can you imagine yourself at the age that you are right now? Like if you're tired and you sit down, trying, like having to stay awake. There's no chance. Everybody's dying in my house if they're hoping I don't fall asleep when I sit down.
What about if you had a very sneakily concealed coffee mug underneath the bed? I love that. It still gets me where I'm like, oh yeah, of course she's got the coffee mug upstairs, and like just
a fucking coffee maker in her bedroom.
Like the whole coffee maker, yeah, like not a tea bag, nothing like that. It's just bang straight there, coffee, whole tea maker's in there, plugged in, ready to go.
Mr. Coffee.
Yeah.
That's also what's so good about this is like Freddy knows that he's attacking you in a way that you literally cannot escape.
Yeah.
And he fought, because I mean, I think once I got older and I was actually able to really think about it. Like when we're younger, we just get a kick out of Freddy just being such an asshole and just laughing about the fact that he's killing people. But then I remember like for a while I would just wonder like, okay, why does he play with them so much? Like why doesn't he just, if you just want to kill somebody, just kill him?
Yeah.
But the first film out of all of them, I think really like touches on that the most. It's almost like he gets a fucking kick out of the fact that he knows you can't escape.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. And the fact that he taunts you, or he taunts Nancy with her dead friends. And he's like, yeah, this is going to be you. Not only are you going to die, you're going to come down to this weird ass version of hell that I have and chill with me here. It's such a fucked up idea.
It really is, isn't it? Yeah. Because if you think about it, that's why he is quippy. That's why he loves dialogue. You know, Michael ain't got time for dialogue. He's getting to the end. You're dead. Jason, the same. I'm going to kill you. That's it. It's like Freddy's like, nah, actually, I'm going to. That's why there's depth to him. And that's why I think he, of all these icons, is twinned with the actor so much. I have no idea what they'll do after Robert Englund isn't there with us anymore. If they made new Freddys. Like, it's just really weird how it is just so twinned. You're right. And one thing that got me... Sorry, yeah, go on, Alaska.
No, I was going to say, on that note, who do you think could pull off Freddy if they were going to do, like, bring it back? Is there anyone you think could pull off Freddy?
What, today?
Yeah.
Why have I thought Jake Gyllenhaal? I don't know why I've gone to Jake Gyllenhaal, but that's no way. He wouldn't do it. But we need someone with mad eyes. So you know Jake Gyllenhaal's eyes in Nightcrawler, where they're just bulbous eyes. They're just bulging. I think something like that. I don't know, mate. I don't know.
The only
fucking Timothy Chalamet probably get it.
Oh God.
He's getting everything else. He's Bob fucking Dylan. He's fucking everywhere. He's fucking everywhere.
I'm trying to think of someone that can really do the fucking crazy thing. And this is probably a bad idea too, but the only one that popped in my mind was Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
I was thinking Joaquin too, yeah.
I think he's an amazing actor, and I think he pulls off that fucking crazy side. Like, if you look at Joker and then you look at Beau's Afraid, I feel like he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
I heard that not Nicolas Cage, Kevin Bacon is interested in doing it.
I don't want to see that, dude. I mean, I have nothing against Kevin Bacon.
I mean, he's not a face show, right? So it's like you're just still having like train out.
Yeah,
it's like train out Joe Biden for like some other old.
Yeah, we just do what we're doing here. Yeah, if you're doing young, John Turturro as a young person when he was young and he was just doing comedy, I'd love for him to have done the turn into evil because he's got the comedy. Yeah. John Turturro would have been quite interesting as that with the makeup. Because if we talk about it, who was it in? I actually got it written down right here. It was Dave Warner. David fucking Warner was the guy. So David Warner is the guy that's in what the fuck? He's the guy he's in The Omen, and I think he gets his head chopped off with the glass. That guy.
Oh, with the piece of yeah.
And I think actually, hold on 2 seconds. I actually have. He was in Time Bandits. That's it. He's in Time Bandits. So he was like, he's laced up in the makeup. You can go on Google now and see it. He's in the makeup. They're ready to have Warner as the guy. He's on set, like ready to go. And I think in Time Bandits, he does play a bit of a creepy bad guy, but it's more kiddie creepy. So I can't see it myself, but you're right. What if casting? Like, what if we're going to do the Oscar cast swap later, but we might find something there for us. But yeah, man, absolutely. Freddy. I was going to say, so just on, I know I've said this story before, but this is the bias I'm talking about, where I go to my friend's house. He had 2 VHSs, 1 VHS recorder, and it was Commando and Nightmare on Elm Street. And this is the first horror I'd ever seen. Like, the horror before this was Disney, you know? So I went straight in at the deep end, where this guy, when he's on the phone, I remember just imagery from this and the box art have stuck with me forever. And there's one bit where he's on the phone and he just waggles his tongue. Like, he says something, she says something, and then he waggles his tongue. And I was like, that's such a weird thing. It's like, that's a pervy thing, right? It's really awfully pervy.
That's a bathtub scene too, where it's like
totally pervy.
Charles Glove comes up. I was watching that yesterday. Like, man,
what a scene! What a scene, man!
Super perverted.
Yeah,
I kind of wish they'd gone all the. I mean, this is fucked up, but I kind of wish they'd gone all the way there. You know, like when they did that absolute trash remake, I was actually kind of hoping that they were going to take the pervy side of Freddy all the way there. But I, even as desensitized as we are now, I don't think they could ever do it. But just those 2 scenes you named are enough, because we have to, we kind of forget that we're dealing with teenagers. Freddy is a full ass adult man.
And
he's fucking sticking his tongue out of a phone receiver into
a little girl, like an actual young girl. Yeah, a little girl. Yeah, I don't think they even put their names on the ages on this. So I'm guessing 16.
They did, because he was 15.
15. So there you go, minor straight away, where you're like, this is already creepy. And again, I know with every Nightmare on Elm Street podcast or episode or documentary talks about it, but it is still entirely fucked up that the human psyche is fine with kids dressing up as child killers. And you're like, this is weird. Like, you wouldn't put a John Wayne Gacy Pogo the Clown thing on. It's not the same because he's not real, but it also is like, that's the only thing that you should really know about Freddy, is that he killed kids. But absolutely amazing. But one of the things that struck me as a kid, and I think it just stayed with me as well as the imagery, is the abstractness. It's a very abstract horror. And as a kid, having something that's incredibly abstract in a gargantuan blockbuster is really weird. Like, there are some wild decisions and additions in this. I'm not even going to go into the ending where they decide to pull the mum.
I think we should point that this was not a blockbuster in any way when it came out.
Oh, but what was it like? You know, it set off like a chain
it set it all off. But this was like almost like straight to VHS.
True.
Like I don't think I heard about it until I heard the SOD song, Freddy Krueger.
Oh wow, really? Wow. Well, there you go. But what I meant is, it made money. It made money for these people.
In the long run, it made once video, it made a shit ton on video.
And that's what I'm saying. And then the franchise was ridiculous. I remember it just got so high end at one point where it was like, look, like MTV. It's like watching MTV right now, you know, rather than these kind of, they're not even taking shortcuts on some of these set pieces. They're so good, but they just are inventive, I think, in their just conjuring up of these set pieces. But the wild additions, where I was watching it again the other day, and the first line he says, proper line it's spoken, is an absolute flex, where he just says, "This is God." You know, when he's got the shadow and he's just like, "This is God." And you're like, I'm in. Like, as a kid, what? Like, this is fucked up. So fucked up. And we're like, I believed in a God at 8, you know? And it was like, what is happening right now? But little things, the goat at the start, I'm watching, why is there a goat? Like, what is happening here? And then not just that, taking it a level above and putting it in the sound like scape, where you hear the goat shrieking at times. And like, shout out to the sound design, man. You hear the goat shrieking. it's totally jarring. Like, you know, like there's cuts. It's like, it's like, holy shit.
The sound design in this is so much better than the sound design in Terminator. We did Terminator.
100%. Absolutely.
The sound design in Terminator is terrible.
It really is. But it shows both 1984, both not like new franchises. Like at that same time, there are people here like slamming home them jump scares. Like that shouldn't be a jump. There's a moment where Freddy jumps out of like a hedge, and it's not really that big of a jump scare, but the music and like, oh right, it really gets you.
But that and even like when Tina's so the one thing I really love that they did is how seamlessly they slip from like waking world into dream world.
Yes.
Which I'm sure like has been discussed a million times, but like I was really appreciating that last night. And like when Tina wakes up and she goes out of the house. And you just hear Freddy like in different parts of the yard, like Tina, like that shit.
Yeah, and they do it throughout the film.
Yeah.
Is that the same scene where he's throwing the pebbles and the pebble gets stuck in the window?
Yes. Yeah.
Bro, that is brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, go on, Mike. What were you saying?
Oh no, you're good. Like I won't say how old I am, but like you said, I'm in my 40s, and dude, I have. My laundry is down in my basement, and I swear to God, as a fucking grown ass adult, like that movie has fucked me up until now. It's like I go down there. I don't do laundry at night. I mean, there's nothing down there. I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that. But that shit where Nancy's going down the stairs, and you hear that faint Tina's voice, like. That shit really sticks in my head. And I have not watched this movie in, I don't know, maybe a couple of years. But still, when I go down the fucking stairs right now, that shit sticks in my head. The way, you're right. I never thought about the sound design, but it's excellent. Because those kind of subtle things are there throughout the film. And I think it's because they were trying to elicit this idea of being in a dream state.
Yeah.
Like one of you just said, I think it was you, Alaska, where it's like the seamlessness of being in an awake reality versus a dream state. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
Like there are multiple times throughout the film where you're like, I don't know if they're awake.
Yeah.
There's always like one thing that's slightly off,
like the pebble. Yeah.
The way like when she's in class and you're like, is she gonna dream yet? And the dude that's given the presentation, like his whole sort of like, I guess present, like the way he's like talking changes.
Yeah,
and he's just zoned out.
But it's like he's having a stroke. I watched, and it's almost like the left-hand side of his face goes like lazy, and he's like, I don't dream. And you're like, what? You're right. It's that little moment, and they'll even keep it free. They'll just keep freaking you out. And I realize we talked about Terminator with a level of detail. There is a level of detail in this where there's moments where they're playing thunder and there's no rain. And like stuff like that where you're like, oh, well, why is that? That's so weird. And it makes me think of these little moments of like the Alien. We talked about an Alien where they're dripping upwards, like the acid is dripping, the liquid dripping upwards, just trippy little things like that. But even like I was watching it again, and some of these bits have aged really bad, like the arms and he's running like he's wearing a nappy. Like, let's be honest, when we're older now, like as a kid, it's ridiculous. But that first run is so hilarious now. Like you can't. One of
the things, like I was telling Cam that every time I watch it, I like it a little less.
Oh no.
I know.
And that's one of the things I was like, I could fuck Freddy up, man.
but you think you could.
I'm seeing the way that dude runs, I could fuck him up.
But then you start thinking, is the run so ridiculous because it's a dream? And of course, the ridiculous things happen in dreams. You can get away with a lot when you have a dream as your kind of creative crutch. But like you say that, but the kind of split shot where Freddy jumps out from behind the tree with the mirror shot, and and then it's like a backwards clock chime. I was like, that is just the incredible detail to this. And you're like, it's amazing how they get there. And on top of it, you have Freddy with the iconography of like an incredible villain of all time, like one of the best monsters ever. But then I was thinking about, again, it's grown with me, this film, but that whole idea of the sins of the parents being visited on the children, this generational kind of trauma vibe of, it's biblical. People have talked about it. It's a biblical scale of like kind of, that's been told throughout centuries, kids having to pay for the sins of their parents. But I did think it's quite 80s of the kids like cleaning up their parents' mess. That's a very quintessentially Goonies comes to mind, where you got the kids cleaning up their parents' mess, trying to sort shit out. Oh no, I find that like there's this agency given to like younger people generally in some of these films. And I was like, the first adults we see when we're watching this film, I think it's Tina wakes up, her mum comes in, and then the guy comes in and he just wants to have sex. He's useless. He just wants to have sex. And then her mum just goes, look, you've got two options. Either cut your nails or don't dream like that, which is like, cheers. Thank you for that. I wish I couldn't, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I think it's a fascinating moment in time for Craven and people like that.
Was super fucking weird too. Like
they're all weird. All the parents are weird.
PTSD from killing Freddy.
Yeah, they're all fucked. They're all.
She's just like, I'm just taking random dudes home while my daughter's like having fucking nightmares.
Yeah.
And like the makeup smeared on her face and everything. I was just like, this is wild, man.
Yeah. But doesn't that show a lot? Like, I don't know how old Craven is when this comes out, right? But there's a massive connection to Last House on the Left, I find, with Elm Street. You've got the idea of, again, parents, like the parents and the kids and the generational trauma in the middle. The idea of a teenager, I suppose at this point in the 80s is 30 years old. So the teenager was, as an actual idea, is about 30 years old. So I suppose younger filmmakers now are coming up, and it's like the era of the teenager now. Those teenagers from the 50s are all like, 30 now. This is the new teenagers kind of coming up. And I think that very, mind you, in Last House on the Left, isn't there a guy? The guy's called Krug, isn't he? There you go.
Yeah.
So the limit is there as well. But there's something very American, I think, about the idea of generations trying to battle each other. That morals and like their morals as parents were to kill the guy. And as you get older, no, you can't do that. It's like Gen Z and Gen Alpha now. It's like their morals are getting twisted all the time and reassessed. And I find Elm Street plays on that really nicely as an underlayer. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think it really is like a matter of like, there's always these like generational divides they talk about, but I don't feel like they happen every generation. Like, I don't feel like Gen X and Millennial are that different.
Right.
Gen X and Gen Z, that's like a full like millennial or generational divide. Same thing as like, the parents that were the parents of Gen X, like they weren't boomers necessarily, but it's like that like end of like that greatest generation or silent generation. I don't know. Like my parents were just like shy of being boomers. But it's like there is a mad fucking difference. Like we had like computers and hip hop and fucking MTV, cable and horror movies. They didn't have anything. They had rock and roll. Like that was their thing, like to separate them from their parents. But then there was like, 25 years of that. It was like kind of the same thing. And like I feel like we're, like that was one of those things like with teenagers, like people were scared of teenagers in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good point, actually, because if they did make this, inevitably they will do a new Freddy thing. That could be the thing. The Gen X parent and the Gen Alpha, like kid, Gen Z kid, that would probably be fascinating to see where they could tap into, because there's still like a lot of that going, especially if you talk about like how boomers have done what they've done over the past few years. You're like, yeah, it's interesting to see. I had other points here. I was just looking at like searing horror images. I know you said there, Myke, about stuff sticking in your brain. And I was like, you have the whole dreams thing. So when you see this poster, you're just like, wow, like what the fuck is going on here? Like I remember, it wasn't just the poster I remember really well. It's the box set. It's the box, because you can't help stare at that kind of initial image of like, there's two, the one that you've got there, Alaska, with the blue and Freddy's shadow, and then there's the other one which is like his eyes and like a skull, and it's all kind of over her face as she's sleeping. But I remember looking at the back of that, this incredibly smart technique of like just putting the glove in the bathtub. Like, oh man, you're just the image, forget the scene, just the image, like straight away there's privacy, vulnerability, like sexuality, all that stuff in there. As a kid, the concept's almost overpowering, where you're like, holy shit, that is very raw, and any human can relate to. You think you're private, you think you're in a vulnerable space where you can just be yourself. And you're not alone, and there's this thing that's ready to kill you, is pretty mad. I don't know if you had any other images that you wanted to bring up.
Before you move away from the bathtub image though, Cam, wasn't like, I remember when I was a kid, and this is before I saw this movie, but and I don't know if this applies to y'all, but there was always this thing of like, don't leave me in the bathtub by myself, Mom. And I feel like that was a lot of kids that did not want to be left in the bathtub. And because, I mean, especially if you had like a single parent that would, she'd leave you in the bath and then go run and like try to wash dishes or whatever. But I always felt like it was playing on that thing with kids of like not wanting to be left. And this might be a humongous reach. That's just how I've always read that scene. She goes and she lays in the bath. She's by herself. She's relaxing in the one place she can relax at. And here comes a fucking knifey hand right up between her legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's still, again, it's one of those scenes where it just like completely sticks out with you. It's absolutely iconic. But when you're talking about like really grisly scenes that stick in my head, it's automatically, it's that scene with Tina in the body bag.
Yeah.
Where she appears to Nancy and she's like doing the thing with her hand on the body bag.
Mm-hmm.
That absolutely sticks in my head.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. And do you know what, with that, I remember as a kid being scared of secondary school anyway, high school anyway. So
sure.
To see that high school as it is with older kids and you're like, that shit can what? No, what? It just adds to the fear of getting older, going to this school where you're like, this could happen. This is crazy. Imagine they set in a primary school. Oh my God, no, it'd been too much. No, too much. But you're right. That's absolutely there. Tongue out the phone. It's such a cheap. It looks cheap now when you look back on it.
Cheap, yeah.
But it's really highly effective still. Like I am still like, it's the shock and the zoom and the whole way they do the film making of it. That I think that kind of resides like in a nice place in horror where you can get away with something that's cheap, but if it still works kind of thing. Whereas it just didn't go cheap anymore. By the time it gets to its primetime, bitch, there's just so much great makeup effects at this point. Imagine being an FX person at this point in your life and someone says, by the way, you got a Nightmare on Elm Street gig. Do whatever you want. It's nightmares. You can literally put pepperoni heads on a pizza and eat them.
You're muted, Alaska. I feel like you keep saying something.
Oh,
I was just agreeing.
We're in a dream state, Cam.
Hold on. Alaska's having a stroke. Someone's about to kill us. There's a cat on the roof. What's happening? Amazing. But yeah, Alaska, did you have any of those moments that, I don't know, that kind of maybe stuck with you? I mean, Tina's death scene is incredible.
I agree with Myke about the body bag. That really like sticks out to me all the time. Like way more than her death.
Yeah.
Body bag scene is way more creepy. And something I picked up on last night that I never noticed, when she's in at the very end, like after she sets up like the whole Home Alone traps, she's in the boiler room and she's like digging around and she finds the headphones.
Yeah.
Covered in blood.
Yes.
I was like, oh man, that's such a good touch. I don't know how I've never saw that before.
That is a really good touch, isn't it? Yeah. Well, fucking knew it. Tina's death, though, bro. I have 5 Myke moments on this pod and 5 Myke moments of perfection. That is a 5 Myke moment for me. It is the gnarly meter jumps all the way the fuck up at this point. Like even now, watching it now, it still works. And it's again, this you have like the Freddy. You know, at the beginning of the film, you have Freddy breathing, and maybe that just sticks in my head. But I feel like he's in that scene again. You can hear him in that scene, and I know there's a Fred Astaire thing. Is it a Royal Wedding where they copied basically the rotating room? I think it was Jim Doyle. I've got that down. Jim Doyle came up with this idea. So Craven took that from Jim. Big up Jim. And I thought that moment is just a standout, and the guy just helpless. Even at the end, what's he say? He goes, well, if I ever see you, I'll kill you. And he gets out the window. You're like, no, you won't, mate. You were sitting in the corner. You ain't killing anything. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what you thought to Tina's death there, though, but Myke, you're agreeing there.
Yeah. Tina's death is one of the most impactful and iconic deaths in just about any horror movie, because again, when you watch that scene now, I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it looks cheap. I don't think it looks fake. Like it looks like she's being dragged across a ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's just so well done when you picture her with, I forget her boyfriend's name at this point.
Oh yeah.
But when he's watching the whole thing and he cannot do shit, and the look on his face of what the fuck
is going on?
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
But I one thing that was always really interesting about that scene, you brought it up earlier because it's also one of my favorite moments when she is taken to the hell place, Freddy Krueger's hell place, and when she immediately says, "Oh God," and he says, "This is God," and he does this. As a kid, that shit freaked me the fuck out because I hadn't been exposed to anything that was like blasphemous yet.
Yeah.
But that was like the height of blasphemy for I don't know how old I was when I first saw this. 10 maybe?
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the first line. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the flex where it's just like.
And then he goes on to cut off his own fingers.
Yes.
Yeah. And just
for no reason.
And do you know what?
Like,
we're going to talk about Robert Englund. Yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about Robert Englund in a bit. But do you know what I love about the fingers? Like he did it on his chest, cut that, maggots come out, cool. He does it with the fingers and he's cool. It's his eyes. Just watch his eye acting in that scene next time you watch it. Because he's almost like, ha ha ha, look, check this out. And you're like, this guy's acting is fucked. Totally fucked. So yeah, we will go into more on him. I had these other moments why I thought this film lasted. And again, we talked about Terminator coming at a time when slashers were just fucking everywhere. Yeah. Terminator helped revamp them, but it also helped revamp sci-fi, I would say, at that point as well. But Freddy genuinely, like the slasher thing, completely changed, I think, after this came out, I think. And it is more complicated than your usual slasher. And it has that we talked about the disconnect between the generations. Just teenagers being scared of shit. Like, it just feels like they're anxious people, and that's what teenagers kind of are. I even looked into the depth of Elm Street, and it's just a cool name, like Elm Street, and fucking that's where Kennedy was shot. And you're like, oh, right. So the street where Kennedy was shot was Elm Street, and it's just that it has that idea of, well, this is what I read anyway. This is half-assed the research. It might be wrong, but it's this American nightmare scale too to it. Do you know what I mean? And we talked about American original. Freddy is an American original. It kind of taps into that as well. But yeah, man, I had a list of most searing horror images of as a kid growing up. Please bring some of your favorites here as well, because of this, there's so many burnt in that we've talked about. I've got Day of the Dead ripped open. You know, when is that Dawn of the Dead even? Mm-hmm. Dawn of the Dead ripped open. As The Exorcist, first time I've watched it, I was 16, and the fucking subliminal glimpse of that demon, that fucking scared the shit out of me. I don't know if that's Pazuzu or whatever at that time, but it's just like a bang, bang, bang. And then really, after that, they weren't as searing. That Freddy had most of them. I couldn't think of many more. Like, Michael doesn't have any. Jason has fun ones, but they're not scary. I suppose the next one might be The Ring. You know, when the girl, like, there's a girl with wet black hair climbing out of a TV, crawling towards me. That gets me.
Leatherface opening up the door and smacking that dude in the head with the mouth.
Yes.
And slamming it. Yeah.
Yes.
That one sticks there.
Yes. Great shout. Yeah, definitely. I'm enjoying that one. But yeah, no, I think Nightmare might hold quite a few of these for me. And we were just saying earlier, Myke, about the crossroads that it came to, and they went towards the, just make more money, make him friendly, make him likable, very much like the Terminator, did exactly the same thing with that character as well. But it kind of ties into one of our categories. If this film was a hip-hop album, what would it be? And I was like, it might be an easy choice here, but if you look at Eminem and the Slim Shady LP, and when that first came out, he was never that guy again. Like, he tried to be that guy again, but that weird, pervy, kind of crazy guy, he could never be that crazy again. And I think Freddy, this is my very loose connection here. Tenuous, only built for tenuous links. This is what I am. And this is what I'm saying. I was thinking, is Slim Shady LP the Nightmare on Elm Street? You get it all there. It sets off a franchise of a guy you can't get, like, he's everywhere. And it never is as scary or creepy as that first moment. So that's what I had for that category. I don't know if you guys even...
And by the end, he's annoying as fuck.
And by the end, he's not funny. He's not good at his job. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
God.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, exactly. And I think the pervy thing...
Get ready for the comments, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Did you guys have any, with this film was a hip-hop album, what would it be? Did you have anything?
You say that again? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
If this film was a hip-hop album, what would it be? Did you have anything for that?
Probably My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me by the Ghetto Boys.
I mean, come on. that kind of makes sense.
Or Nightmare on My Street by Fresh Prince. And
Great work. Okay, yeah, I've enjoyed that. And Myke, anything? No?
The one that popped into my head first was 6 Feet Deep by Gravediggers.
Yes.
Only because for the most part, it's a pretty dark and not necessarily scary, but it's a pretty dark album. And then you have I'm drawing a blank on his name. That guy, like you have this goofy ass dude that offers this weird kind of almost comic relief. Like I can't remember if that was actually Prince Paul's character that was doing that.
I think it might have been. Yeah,
I think it was. But I just can't remember his character's name. But yeah, it's like even he is saying some fucked up shit, but he's doing it in this weird, almost childlike, goofy voice that kind of makes you want to laugh. I feel like that's Freddy. Like Freddy makes you want to laugh until you stop and you realize I'm laughing at a grown pervert killing kids.
Yeah,
this shouldn't be funny, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah. It really lends itself to that human. We all do it where you're laughing. It's a bit like the Trump thing. We all laughing like, oh yeah, all right, this guy's fucking crazy, and then oh what? Hold on, what? The nightmare's real. It's the same thing. It's a similar thing. Yeah, no, absolutely. I've enjoyed that take. Very good. I enjoyed that. Before we move off from the box art and the cut and the poster and that, I did think, again, my childhood, video shop next door to me, I would walk in there and sometimes it was just the poster. That was the film. Like I'm looking at this for hours, or felt like hours, and you're just filling all the blanks in yourself. So I had some of my favorite posters listed here, guys, and I'd love to hear from yours as well. And the listeners, hit us up, crate808@gmail.com. I've got some other ones here. Nightmare on Elm Street's right up there for me. I've got a Candyman, because anytime a wasp and eye is getting close, that's that's just can't go there. I remember clearly Hellraiser, just because of Pinhead, and just that moment of what I need to know more about this situation. And then there was one, and I looked it up and I couldn't remember what it was called. Dead or Alive. Do you remember Dead or Alive? So Dead or Alive, it's Peter Jackson film, but I remember the poster, and it's the woman who's like a wide-eyed and she's opening her mouth. Yeah. And there's like another face in her mouth. And there's another face in her mouth. Like, this is fucking creepy. Those are the big posters that stick in my head, like growing up. So don't know if you had any others, but those ones are right up there for me. So boom.
Like Sleepaway Camp was a big one, like the knife going through the sneaker.
Yes.
They Live was a good one too. Yeah, where it's like taking off the sunglasses and you see the reflection. Of the, like, there's a close up of Roddy Piper's face, and he's like this with the sunglasses.
That's a wicked poster.
They Live alien in there. My Bloody Valentine was dope too.
Which one was that?
It was the guy in the miner's mask and helmet with the pickaxe.
So what's the poster? I can't remember the poster.
That's that.
Oh, right, really?
Dark, and it's kind of like just has that image.
Oh,
at least that's what I'm remembering.
Oh, okay, I do, mate. Yeah, and that one passed me by. My Bloody Valentine as a kid.
Dude, that movie's. I watched that I watched it a long time ago, and I came back to it like 5 years ago. Really good.
Yeah, it's still very good slasher. At this point, the slashers are on point. When they're good, they're really good.
Yeah.
Talking of really good, 5 Myke moments. I have a few more here. We talked about. I think Tina's death is the best death in it. It's incredible. I had. Sorry, go on, Myke.
Oh no! I just want to throw out a poster.
Please, sorry, my bad.
The one that's always stuck. Well, you stole my Candyman one, but the one that's always stuck out of my head was the first Evil Dead poster of the girl coming up out of the ground and reaching up. That was what made me actually watch that movie, which is to this day one of my all-time favorites. But that poster is A1. It's so simple. It's so simple.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly,
there's a lot. Can I ask you a question on that, Myke, real quick?
Yeah.
Are you Evil Dead 1 or Evil Dead 2? Which do you like better?
See, that's a good question because there's such drastically different movies.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people do go to Evil Dead 2. I don't know because Evil Dead 1 really wasn't that funny.
It was actually really scary.
It was
fucking scared. It was really fucking scary, even as low budget as it was.
It's super low budget, well made, and it's not, the jokes weren't there, but for whatever reason, with Evil Dead 2, they're like, let's make this kind of funny. So I don't know. I've never been able to pick out of the two because I don't like horror comedy, as we've talked about before.
Yeah.
But Evil Dead 2 works perfectly. So does Dead Alive.
Yeah.
Well, but I don't know, man. It's hard to pick.
This is the thing, you say that, but then the comedy of Freddy comes more to the fore as you get older. And I know you would talk to me about how Freddy's like your guy, like he's like one of your favorites. So it's interesting how you have to marry that. Maybe the Freddy comedy scarred you in life, Myke, and now you just don't like horror comedy because of Freddy fucking shit up with his fucking Freddy's Nightmares or whatever it was. You remember that show? I remember the fucking calling thing. You could call in the fucking thing, and it got so saturated at one point where you're like, Jesus. Amazing. Love those picks, Myke. Absolutely. I had 5 Myke moments here, and I think Heather Langenkamp, Nancy, in this, we said it earlier, she gets better as the film goes. Whilst everyone else is kind of either just treading water or just doing their role kind of thing. Her dad, okay, he's doing his thing as well. He's pretty good.
He's a seasoned actor. Like you saw that dude.
Saxon, something Saxon, isn't it? I can't remember his name.
John Saxon.
Yeah, John Saxon.
John Saxon, that's it, yeah. And I just thought she is a great centre character and one that I love because she actually fights. She actually fights back. Like, okay, the fight scenes aren't as good, and the last act, a lot of the rules are going out the window at this point. But it did make me think that she went for it rather than like kind of ran and just ran. Well, like, you know, Leatherface, and then you have her running. Fair play. That's what I do. That's very human. I would run. But in Nightmare, it gives you that kind of Hollywood thing of no, check out the final girl. She's going to kick some ass at the end, kind of thing. And I thought another 5 Myke moment that's come out of this. I did talk about The Dream Child. The Dream Child, I kind of love that film for how bad it is. And The Dream Child itself being ridiculous. I don't know if you remember The Dream Child is number 5, I think, after The Dream Master. So that's another 5 Myke moment that's branched off from this. But so is the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street documentary. I can't remember what it's called now. What the hell's that documentary? You know,
Wasn't it called Never Sleep Again?
Yeah, Never Sleep Again. That doc is one of my favourite horror docs ever. They just go so in and commit to it, you know?
Oh yeah, you'd like it, dude. It's
about 12 hours long.
I watched the Camp Crystal Lake Memories. So
so Camp Crystal Lake Memories is biting straight off of Never Sleep Again. Never Sleep Again.
Okay. I mean, that's like 12 hours too. So
yeah, so they basically thought I don't know how well it did, but I mean, I think I watched it like 3 times. It's so good. So I think they just took the formula and took it. Shout out to, there's one doc that I loved was Nightmares in Red, White and Blue. I love a horror documentary, and Nightmares in Red, White and Blue ties up this whole.
That's great.
Yeah, it's such a good doc. So yeah, man, it's really, obviously, as it says, it's very much about America and the American dream and where it is in horror and fucking hell. Yeah, absolute Bible in the mid noughties or like late noughties. I was on all over that. But yeah, no, I have other 5 Myke moments I have here. Please bring some of these for yourself as well, like perfect moments. Also, just funny as fuck moments. And we've talked about the mum. The mum is so breathlessly manic throughout this whole thing. She's in another film, like she's in another realm, let alone like there's no tone that's been set. There's nothing, like she is just swinging it. It's like she's an alcoholic. It's like, it's maybe that's what she's just playing 4D chess with me. Like, this is what alcoholics are actually like, maybe. I don't know.
But she's also like, she seems like she's in a constant dream world.
She's like in a stupor.
Where it's like her personality is so jarringly different than everybody else's in reality.
Yeah.
That is like, I don't know. It's just so bizarre to me. Like it throws me off every time I watch it.
Yeah.
And her makeup, like I don't know what the fuck they were doing with her makeup.
It's all over the place.
But I don't know. Were you on before when I said it looked like she had a 5 o'clock shadow at all times?
At all times.
Like it's just something fucked up in the makeup. It's
it's
I feel bad. A very beautiful woman. Like if you look at like photos,
absolutely. But there's just something in these choices she's making. But then we hear that
I like the choices though. Like
okay,
maybe I'm on an island again because I reach a lot with this film. Me too. multiple girlfriends
got our
tell
films
you,
that we record, you know?
What'd you say?
I think we all got those films that we like. We'll excuse all logic.
Yes, this is that one where I'm just like, I start inserting things and being like, yeah, I think they were doing this really stupid thing on purpose because of this.
Yes.
But I always felt like they were trying to kind of push the idea home that like Nancy's mom was one of the ones that felt the most guilt for what they did, which is why she became an alcoholic, which was why I always, and this is again me and certain shit, I never took it that she was just an alcoholic. She's probably popping pills. I took it like she was just an absolute wreck. And that's why she's bringing random dudes home. And that's why her and, Nancy's dad aren't together. But there's that one scene, and I wish I could have rewatched before this, but when they're in the, when she's in bed and Nancy's like tucking her in. Like she's a fucking child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like ever since that thing happened where they killed this dude, her life has not been the same. So her acting like an absolute wacko the whole movie, I always interpreted as they were doing that on purpose. Because she's a terrible actor in this film, but she's not really a terrible actor in real life.
That's true. And what lends itself to that theory as well, though, Myke, is she kept the glove. Now that's fucked up.
Exactly.
Get rid of that. That should be out the door first thing. Why have you kept that?
Right.
And it's that kind of thing. It's like you're just so fucked up. Like it's like no, I'm going to keep this as a reminder to beat myself up or whatever it is.
Yes.
And do you know what doesn't help?
Do
you know what doesn't help is when I'm rewatching it now recently was they go to the police station, right? And John Saxon is the dad, and he's like, "What on earth was she doing there?" Talking about Nancy, how on earth was she at this party where there's a massive murder that's happened? He wasn't that worried though, because he did send her to school the next day, so that's fine. She still was okay to go to school the next day.
But he's also like, I don't know. Like I have, you have a kid. I have a kid. I can't imagine that something would be going on in my kid's life that I'd be like, how did this happen? Like one. You understand kids get into shit, right? Like kids are gonna sneak out and fucking lie, and that's how shit happens. But to be like, how could you let this happen to my child when I'm not around at all ever? I'm an absentee dad. How dare you?
But the funny thing is,
that was the impression I got from him. Like he's not around.
But that's it. And the thing is, he's talking to Nancy, but looking at the mum. His acting's incredible because he actually is just, imagine this woman. She's not even looking at him either though. It's like she's so used to just getting berated by him. And you're right. You're not even there. You're just like an absentee dad. What are you doing here, Saxton? Again, just more pressure being piling on this woman. So yeah, actually, I forgive the crazy hair and the crazy makeup. Fair play to her. Keep doing it. That's what I say. And she can't be as fucked up as the other guy. And this was almost my Canibus feature award. A guy who comes around and just kills it on the feature. They only have a little amount of screen time, maybe. And it's the doctor who's in the dream clinic. Basically narrowed it down. So I know that guy, I know that face. And he's
the guy who did Roger Rabbit's voice.
He did Roger Rabbit's voice. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Why do you know that?
That's amazing.
I only know because I saw his name in the credits. I was like, wait, that's fucking Roger Rabbit.
That's mad. Well, he's got a great face for the screen because he is the creepy guy in Zodiac in this basement. You know, they don't do basements in San Francisco or whatever. And it's like, he's the one that's like, come down to my basement. It's him. He's the doctor. So I love that. But what I found fascinating was they're talking, right? And this guy's the expert. He's like the doctor. He's like, he is the doctor. And when she says, what even are dreams? And he's just like, I'm the doctor in the disorder clinic. That's probably been asked this a lot. And he's like, don't know. It's just magical body hocus pocus. That's the actual words he says. It's just magical body hocus pocus. If I'm taking my kid there, they're out. I'm not staying around. What for? This guy has no idea. He's literally Googled his credentials. It's ridiculous. I found that so funny every time I watch it. Me and my friends do have a laugh at that. Where it's like, truly, nobody really knows. It's like, no. There are people who know, just you don't know.
Just not you.
Yeah, just not you. Yeah. Just say sleep paralysis, whatever. Just say something. By the way, you talk about scary shit about sleeping. I think honestly, I do think this now. The last time I've genuinely been terrified after watching a film was The Nightmare.
Nightmare? Yes.
Fuck, man. And honestly, since then, I've been chasing the dragon. I'm never getting that. But I was so scared to go to fucking bed, mate. That fucked me up big time.
What is this movie? I don't know this.
The Nightmare.
It's a documentary about sleep paralysis, and
wow.
So I have it. I have sleep paralysis.
Oh, you're like my wife. My wife has it. Oh
no, really?
Yes.
Does she do? I know we're kind of sidetracking, but this is some scary shit. Does she do the thing where it's like? So to her, she's talking in a regular voice, but you're probably hearing like,
yeah. Or she'll just grip the sheets.
Happens to me.
She'll grip the sheets. Yeah.
Dude, it's sleep paralysis is one of the scariest fucking things, and it happens. It doesn't happen all the time. That's what sucks. It'll happen. I don't know, 6 times a year for me. But those 6 times will fuck me up for like a month.
Yeah.
But the documentary is incredible because I never knew that people that have sleep paralysis share a sleep paralysis demon. I've seen the dark figure in the corner of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I just assumed that was just my thing until I saw that documentary. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
All you motherfuckers are seeing this shit?
Bro, that's what fucked me up. And it's not, you know what the funny thing is? I've heard loads of people say that. And a lot of people have done DMT and seen them again. Like a lot of my mates have done DMT and you're like, what the fuck? You saw that sleep paralysis demon? Oh yeah, man, I saw that shit. You're like, this is fucked. So I'm just saying, Nightmare on Elm Street is one thing, but actual The Nightmare, it just shows again how rich this kind of vein of storytelling is, just to do nightmares, because Jesus, they're nothing more palpable. You can't watch a film. Yeah. You know that feeling of having a nightmare, like you said, Alaska, you're getting up and turning the lights on. No film scares me like that nowadays. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a very palpable feeling.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go for it, Alaska.
I'm sure you guys have all heard like the urban legend of like if you die in your sleep, in your dreams, you really die in real life.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So like, that's not like as a teen, you're just like, oh, that happens.
That happens, yeah. But then he found this in a news report, right? Of kids dying in their dreams, dying in their sleep and trying to stay awake. Like, again, imagine just seeing that pop up on your newspaper. It's like, oh, boom, next film, sorted. Do you know what I mean? But I have, we had to have some detractors, and Myke, please battle for these, because to be fair, I do battle for this as well. But the last act, I think it's when it might stop being entirely great. I think before that last act, it's fucking incredible, and then the last act has a little bit of I don't know, like an 80s soap, like a TV drama vibe. Like it's a little bit soapy, a little bit. There's some glaring continuity errors, which I love. Like she'll have the glass of vodka there and then not there. It's brilliant. It's great. That bit I'm not going to get too mad about. But then it is kind of like the last act is where the kids are playing and the fucking skip rope thing as well. And that is amazing. So there are these moments in the last third where sometimes it makes 0 sense, sometimes it makes no sense at all. She does become full Kevin from Home Alone and go for and a great precursor to her family favourite. Like you were saying, Alaska, I think she's actually might be using some of the same traps that Kevin nicks off her. He must have watched Nightmare.
Yeah.
He must have watched Nightmare. That would have been a good addition to Home Alone.
I mean, look, 10-year-old kids his age were watching Nightmares back then.
They should have done this. He should have at least said, Freddy, stop Freddy, or something. I'll give him a line. Jesus.
Well, you guys know the fan theory about that movie and Saw, right?
No.
About what movie?
About Home Alone and Saw.
Please tell me.
Kevin McAllister grew up to become the guy in Saw.
Amazing.
And he was so traumatized by the burglars that like he decided to like grow up and become that guy.
I kind of like that.
I do too.
I think it's great.
I do. I wish I lived in that universe so that was real. That was actually true. That'd be amazing. Okay, I've got some what ifs here. What if Wes never made this? I was looking at his thing and I was like, Jesus, Nightmare was his juice. Nightmare gave him juice for a while. And we'd have no Scream. And that's a killer to me. Like, I love Scream. The fact that he did both is crazy. What if Freddy haunted actual killers or child murderers? And I was thinking, if you, instead of making him funny, make him just kill bad people, like 20 years before Dexter or whatever, I don't know. I'm just riffing here. And also if David Warner had been that guy, what would Freddy have been? Like, he wouldn't have been as animated. He wouldn't have been as enigmatic, I don't think. And I was just thinking, would that just be basically Hopkins?
I think he would have been a one-off.
Yeah. One-off. Yeah. Do you reckon like it'd be Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs, that vibe? Like, it'd be more cerebral rather than a, almost
maniacal.
Maniacal, like gunslinger. He's like a gunslinger, isn't he? That's what again I love about England, is that his glove kind of weighs him down on one end. So when he walks, he's got like a slope, and like he just kind of has that kind of Westerner cowboy kind of vibe with the hat and the silhouette. Fuck it, again, the American original vibe. It's just like, this is crazy. But yeah, no, I didn't know if you had any other points on those that I had, or on the last act generally. Myke, please let me know about the stairs and I just don't have to believe in you anymore. It's like a bit of a Care Bears ending when you think about it.
But it wasn't actually the ending. So it's me reaching to justify it. I feel like Freddy was fucking with Nancy, making her think that she won, because I had the same gripe. She says something stupid like, "Oh, this whole thing is a nightmare, and I take back every ounce of energy I gave to you. You're shit." And she turns around, and then he just like,
it's like Twitter dating advice.
She ghosted him. She fucking ghosted him.
I'm taking back my power.
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Anyway, yeah. So, but if that was the actual ending of the film, I would be with you 100%, Cam. I'm with you 90% only because he didn't actually go away. Like, he came back.
Yeah.
And Nancy thought she won, thought the whole thing was fake till she got in that fucking car.
Yeah.
It's such a great ending for this movie.
Yeah.
Like I know for however many years it took between this one and the third, we thought Nancy was just dead.
Yeah.
So it was a great ending. I do agree the Home Alone shit is corny. It's goofy. But if we're supposed to believe that she's actually 15 or 16,
then it makes sense.
It's like some dumb shit a 15-year-old would do to kill the nightmare guy.
Get a booby trap hook. Yeah.
When you were young, though, did you think it was dumb?
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, now it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, it's 40. It's 40 years later.
You know that wire's not holding up a sledgehammer.
Yeah, of course. But this is it. It's 40 years, right? So you have to analyze something as now as well as back then, and you're absolutely right, definitely. But the things that come through now for me more is this. Well, the idea of Freddy Krueger generally, like, he's fun, he's boundaryless, like he's a boundaryless villain, which makes him ultimately more complex and enthralling than Michael. I love Michael. I love Jason. But they don't stand on that same pedestal as Freddy, because you have the great name, which, you know what? Fair play to bullying. Because I know nobody likes bullying, but the reason he called him Freddy Krueger is because he was fucking Wes was bullied by a lad called Freddy Krueger. And you're like, there's a guy out there called Freddy, and he knows. That's why I called the guy Krueger in Last House on the Left. And that's why I called this guy Krueger as well. So you're like, in a way, bullying did give us Freddy Krueger. Not saying keep doing it, but I'm saying it does give us good art if need be. Yeah. Like, Rage Against the Machine became Rage because I'm sure one of them got bullied somewhere. But yeah, either way. So I like that boundaryless thing, which is what is the complete opposite to Jason, which is why Freddy versus Jason kind of works. Like, Jason's very much in this world using whatever he can to kill you. Whereas he has that whole other element. Why it should kind of work. That film should have worked probably a bit better than it did. But yeah, what else have I got here? The glove. I mean, you look at that glove, and on that doc, he talks about what were the first weapons in like history, and they were claws, and that's where they kind of traveled down that like kind of mind train of thought. I thought that was amazing. And again, it's how he uses it, and it's the way it's made up. It's just so basic, and they show him making it at the beginning, so they know this is going to be the pull. The pull is going to be the glove, and they show it close up straight away before his face or anything like that. So you're right, Alaska. That first scene is really integral to that, I think. Yeah.
But you know what was always weird to me about the glove is like I guess when we learn more of his lore later, the fact that he was using this glove to scare kids, fine. But the fact that he was using this glove to kill kids always kind of bugged me out, because it was like, this just seems like It just seems like such a weird thing to use to kill a kid. And I know I shouldn't be thinking about what's the best way to kill a child. But like, you're using a glove with knives on it. Like, that just seems like overkill, doesn't it? Like, you can just strangle a kid.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Again, it's that depraved extra level he's going to take it, which is kind of...
Maybe it gives you a different tactile experience when it's connected to you.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Maybe. Yeah.
See, Alaska's thought about killing kids, man.
let's not go down this road, please. but then this is the detail. So yeah, the detail we're talking about it's because the film has this much detail with the glove and the look, just the fucking look. Like, so what is it? It was supposed to be red and yellow, the sweater to begin with, because I think there's a DC hero called Plastic Man, and they want that with the arms, so they were going with that side, right? And then he looked it up in the fucking Scientist magazine, where they were like, no, red and green are the two colours that are the hardest to kind of process together when side by side. And you think, right, they have fully thought out a lot of this concept. It's not, they could have put him in anything, like, let's look back at the first Jason. It literally was a sack on someone's head kind of thing. And you think, nah, with this one, he shows his credentials as a proper writer and filmmaker, where it's like, no. If we're doing it, let's do it. And to get the makeup guy, is it Dave Miller? I think it was David Miller, who, because he did the Thriller video. And he's the one that based it on pepperoni pizza and burn victims. Yeah. And you're like, shit, man, this is that kind of, I just love hearing about how you even come up with this character. And for every Freddy, I wonder how many shit characters that are never going to be remembered there are in horror. But do you know what I mean? There's got to be 10. For 1 for 10. There's got to be a 10-to-1 ratio, surely. Yeah. But yeah, no, another bit of trivia here for you guys before we go into some horror categories. I've got, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp came into this. Apparently, Jackie Earle Haley, the guy who went on to play Freddy, went to him to the original audition. Really? He was his friend. I'm not sure if this is bullshit, but I almost don't want to substantiate it. It's too good. It's like, apparently him and Johnny Depp, he took him to the first ever casting, apparently. And then he went on to play Freddy. And we talk about depravedness. He would have been perfect, because if you've watched Little Children, there's a masturbation scene in it where Haley is like, I always think of this scene awfully. It's an awful, awful scene, but he's in it, and it's very depraved. And that, I was thinking, if Jackie had brought that into this kind of franchise, it didn't happen. But yeah. Didn't
it kind of? Because he was like, instead of just being a child killer, they made him a molester as well.
But did they show it? Like, I don't remember if it was on the, it was more
like. Thank God they didn't.
No, right. And then, of course they didn't. Of course that's the Siberian film you want to watch. That's the Serbian film. That's the Serbian film you want to watch. No. What I was thinking is they didn't even allude to it. Like, it wasn't like in this, you have Freddy doing the tongue wagging. You have Freddy coming out of the bathtub, and you have this kind of vulnerable sexuality vibe going on. In the remake, it was straight up like just gore / but then again, I have forgotten a lot about that. Apart from Rooney Mara's in it. What? Rooney Mara was in it.
That movie was so fucking bad. I went back to it a couple years ago.
It's really bad.
It's unwatchable. It's so bad. Like, of all the remakes, it's really the worst one.
Holy shit. Damn, that's
horrific.
It's worse than any of Dream Child, Dream Master. It's worse than
I meant the reboot era.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you meant in the Nightmare franchise. I was going to say, holy shit.
I mean, it might be the worst Freddy Krueger, worse than any of them.
Wow.
It just missed everything, and it was just like this gross, poorly made, shitty film.
Oh, a nightmare. Literally a nightmare. There you go. The guy, the boyfriend in the jail cell, he was apparently ripped on drugs completely for that whole scene, and you're like, oh right, he does look quite fucked. And he's just done for that whole scene apparently. And the last bit I had here, bro, the Nintendo game. Do you remember the Nintendo game on the NES?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I went back and watched a few walkthroughs on YouTube just to get back to that. I was like, holy shit.
I thought you meant the scene that's
what I thought you were talking about too. The Power Glove.
Yeah, the Power Glove scene with the Nintendo Power Glove. No, I just remember that's number 2, isn't it? Or it might be number 4. But yeah, no, the actual game. And there's a NES
that's
game.
Like Breckenmeyer or something is in it, right?
Yeah. Which one is that one? I don't know which one that is. But yeah, no, the NES game brought back a lot of memories that Freddy was getting computer games that early. So, Alaska, I know you got to go in like 5 minutes, right? Yes. So our categories, horror film categories, if we want to get into them real quick, we've done most hip hop moment of the film. Do you have a most hip hop moment of the film, Alaska? Or do you want to run through your categories generally?
I think the boombox.
I mean, that's what I had. That's what I had.
I mean, that's the only one I can think of, to be honest with you.
The airport soundtrack, where he's playing the airport soundtrack.
Yeah.
We could have talked about the fact that we had Freddy rapping, I suppose, at the end of this, where you have him and the Fat Boys, and are you ready for Freddy? And I'm like, oh yeah, there is a literal horror, a real moment for horror and hip hop. I'd have thought in the annals of horror and hip hop, like Freddy rapping with the Fat Boys was pretty big.
That is pretty big.
Yeah. Did you have like best rap song to lay a Freddy montage down to, or worst rapper to be stuck on Elm Street with, or best rapper to be stuck on Elm Street with? What else we got here? Where does Company Flow fit into this horror film? That one I couldn't crowbar them in this one. And if you had to replace one character or actor with Cool Keith, who would it be? And if it's not Freddy Krueger, why not? But yeah, no, please let me know if you had any for these before you chip.
I would replace the mom with Cool Keith.
That's perfect.
I don't know if I have
that's fantastic.
Worst rapper to be in a Freddy nightmare with is Kanye, because my answer is always Kanye.
Yeah, your answer is, what would it take for you to be with Kanye on Elm Street? That's what I need to get to. I need to get to these moments. Yeah, absolutely.
Watching Freddy kill Kanye. That'd be amazing.
I'm enjoying this.
I don't know if there's like a rap song or a rap album that this would be. Maybe like a Cool G rap song, like the Elm Street Blues or something, where he's just like a vicious killer, where he's like, buck, take that with you on the way down. You know, like that's some Freddy shit.
Okay, I've enjoyed that. Actually. I like that. I had for best, it was actually just come out. I don't know if you've heard Ant's new instrumental album from Atmosphere.
Who is it?
Ant from Atmosphere. He dropped.
I haven't heard it yet. No.
There's a song on there, and it was literally just on the other day, and I was like, this actually has a lot of peak Krueger energy. It is called Alternate Sketch for Live Use, and it's got a very nightmare feel to it. I think that would have been a really good choice to put into this, but that's a very modern one. Literally was on the background the other day. Okay, worst rapper I had to be stuck in Elm Street with was basically anyone like Redman, B-Real, Method Man, because they are going to smoke entirely too much weed, and there's no way you're not sleeping. Like, we're all sleeping.
And you're going to have that whole worm thing that happened at Freddy versus Jason.
Freddy versus Jason. Yeah, very true. So yeah, those are what I had. Did you have any other things before you went to leave, Alaska? Is there any other moments or anything you want to say at all on this film?
My Canibus star, Lynn Shay, showing up.
Where? What?
She was the teacher. Lynn Shay was the teacher. Oh,
yes, she is.
Yeah.
The woman from Kingpin. The awful...
From Kingpin, from all the Insidious movies.
Yes. Yeah.
I never realized that was the same.
I didn't realize it until last night. I was like, holy shit, that's Lynn Shay.
And do you know what's really cool about her? Is she walks past Nancy and she knows Nancy's having a hard time. She gives her an extra little squeeze on the shoulder. I thought it was a really nice touch in that scene where I know your friends died and you're here. I'm not going to send you out, but just get through this lesson. Like, yeah. So yeah, nice. Great shout. I love that. Yeah. Okay. Myke, I don't know, Alaska, did you have to chip now, or are you good for a minute, or?
What's that?
I don't know how quick you have to leave, but let me know if you need to.
Yeah, I should probably start getting ready to head out. So.
Okay.
But no reason. By all means, continue on, my friends.
Okay. Thank you, my friend. We've got Texas soon. We've got Texas next week.
Yes, Texas next week, right?
Yeah, next week. Yeah.
All right.
Wicked.
Cool.
Take it easy, man. Peace. So Myke, let's go through some of these categories. I'm sorry I have to keep you with me to do these, but so let's go for it. Most hip hop moment in the film. Did you have a hip hop? But there aren't many, I don't think. There's a few kicks. There's a few trainers where I was like, oh, maybe that's quite hip hop. But yeah, did you have anything?
I couldn't think of anything, and I don't even remember the boombox part. I really need to go back and rewatch. I don't remember the boombox.
Bro, you know what it is? It's when they steal across to the Tina's house, and he has to make up to his mum. Johnny Depp has to make up that he's round his cousin's house who lives near the airport. So he gets the boombox out and he plays a tape that they've recorded, and it's just airport sounds until it becomes a car chase, a shooting, and a big fight. And it's a bit of a funny quip vibe. But I was like, yeah, that is the only moment that I would think hip hop is around for that moment. Headphones, I suppose, but yeah, no, still not there. I had best rap song to lay down a montage to. Did you have anything? Tough.
Ooh, that is tough because I feel like it would be some kind of necro beat, but not him rapping, because him rapping is just not that he's a bad rapper. I don't want to sound like a dick, but yeah, I would just some of those old, really dark necro beats I feel like would be perfect for something like this. But I couldn't think of anything else. Like I guess you could go with like an old like. Nah, never mind. Yeah, that's all I got.
No, that's all good. That's all good, bro. I was going run for cover at Terminator. I was going to that. I was like, Rakim and Eric B, run for cover. That sounds just exactly like you should do with Terminator. But no, you're right, man. What about worst rapper or best rapper to be stuck on Elm Street with?
The best rapper to be stuck with. I feel like, I don't know why, and I kind of wish Alaska was still here to kind of validate this. I don't know why, but I feel like the best rapper to be stuck with would be Cage. Because I don't think Cage ever sleeps. Like it just seems like he's always wired. Not that I've seen him in fucking 10 years, but just the idea I have of Cage in my head is just someone that's always awake.
Yes.
Constantly awake. And talking. So I feel like, yeah, dude, he would be great to do this with, because you're not going to get people around him. But
it's a bit like Kanye in a weird way. You know, he wouldn't shut the fuck up. You know, if he was around, he'd just keep fucking. Yeah. So in a weird way, he might be the best rapper to be with, because you just winding me up so much I can't. But then I had Nas, because he knows that sleep is a cousin of death. So he would know. He'd be like, no, I know the MO. I've read the brief. We ain't sleeping. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. So I've enjoyed that. How about this? One rap song or rap cameo to have in this film. And I was going through it and I was like, severe lack of black characters. Like there's no like this. You know, you want, right? It's crazy. I'm like, holy shit, they're Kincaid. And I was like, this film there really isn't any. And I was thinking, would you take stereotypical Buster from Halloween H2O? Was it? No, is it Halloween Resurrection? Get Buster from Halloween. Would you take him in Nightmare to make up for that quota? Or would you just be like, no, actually, still, we're okay as it is?
I don't want Buster. I don't want Buster. I don't know who I want, man. Because like, I always thought Kincaid was awesome.
Kincaid's great. He's great.
And then we had Lawrence Fishburne. He didn't really count. And other than that, you're right. The only other person I could think of was the girl that was like the weird nerdy girl
who got sucked.
Yeah, who got her breath sucked out.
Is that suck face or something? Isn't it?
Let's suck face. But she had like asthma, so she died. But I can't. I don't know, man. Like I don't know.
No, that's all good. That's all good. Not to worry. Did you have one for best kill though? I know I talked about Tina, but did you have any other one?
Best kill out of all the Freddys? Or
just Nightmare, just the first one.
Just the first one. My favorite kill is Johnny Depp's kill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. It's so fucked up to me. Like he was trying his best, dude, to stay awake. He really was trying his best. And the second he dozed off, Freddy sucked all of them into the bed. And again, when you go back and rewatch it, I don't think it looks bad.
No, it looks amazing. That set piece is really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's solid. You know, and he sucks him into the bed and all the blood comes out. I just think it's such a creative idea for the time. And then have his mom, of course, be the one that comes in the room and sees blood dripping from the ceiling of her kid.
Horrific. Horrific. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I had Canibus Feature Award where we were talking about like, you know, who gets in there, steals it with the feature, absolutely kills it. And I had Johnny Depp's dad nails the whole. Johnny Depp's dad is amazing. He has the whole arsehole dad vibe. Yes. And he only has 2 scenes, but he nails it. But then his mum, when she comes up to see the room, has an elite scream, like top tier horror. I couldn't get over a scream. I was like, holy shit, that's incredible. And then it gets edited into the police siren. So she like screams like, she gives like 2 massive screams, and then it edits, bang, sounds into the police siren, which is amazing. But I think my Canibus feature award goes to the one guy who's off screen and has one line. And the line is, Johnny Depp has died, right? In the most horrific way possible. It's a truly traumatic event. And there's a guy off camera that says, you don't need a stretcher up there. You're going to need a map. What the fuck? This guy, what's his story? Do you know, like, literally his girlfriend lives opposite. Like, come on, what are you doing here? His mum and dad are right there. So yeah, no, I had to give it to the mop guy. That was amazing. But yeah, no, what do I have here then? I could not fit Company Flow into this anywhere. I was like, I don't know where Company Flow fit in this. Maybe LP as a teacher somewhere down the line. Maybe he's there as a cameo, but I can't fit their music in it anywhere. You have to replace one actor or character with Cool Keith. And I know the mum is such a great shout, but honestly, Cool Keith as Freddy is like the vibe, right? That's what we want to see. Like, imagine Cool Keith given the license to do whatever he wanted. Here's the glove, go do you. I'm fully here for it. Yeah, man, absolutely. So what else we got? That's it. And the last bit I've got here for you, Myke, is our Oscar cast swap. This is a new little section I put in here because the zombie crate takedown wasn't working as well as I thought, so I'll take a break from it. 1984, we're going to go to the Oscars, and we're going to look at the best actor and the best actresses. And if you had to put one of these into Nightmare, who would you swap for? So we've got best actor, Robert Duvall, Michael Caine, Albert Finney, and Tom Conti. And then best actress, we've got Shirley MacLaine, Meryl Streep, Julie Walters, Deborah Winger, and then Jane Alexander. I can't remember who Jane Alexander is, but some of these I don't know. But yes, so I have a few ideas, but did you want to kick us off, Myke? I've got a few.
Wait, so who are the best actresses again?
Actresses, Shirley MacLaine, Meryl Streep, Julie Walters, Meryl Streep. Where are you putting her?
I think would be good as Nancy for like in that era.
Oh, 1984.
I think she would have been good as Nancy.
Yes. Or aged her up to be a mum.
Or let her be the mom. That would work too.
Yeah. I like to see her an alcoholic. Yeah.
She could definitely do a good alcoholic.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. If I'm looking at
I don't know half the dudes you named.
I know. So Albert Finney's old school. Really, Robert Duvall, Michael Caine. So Robert Duvall, Consigliere, Godfather, that guy, he's kind of, he could be the cop. Absolutely. He could play any cop, to be fair. Michael Caine would have been tough. I don't know. Michael Caine is Freddy. Am I just spitballing here? Michael Caine, 1984. It's way too.
He just always seems like a cop. I don't know if I would. I don't know. I don't know if I would be seriously as Freddy. But yeah, maybe as the dad, or maybe as like I don't know, a cop that was actually doing his job well. AKA not Nancy's dad. But yeah. I think he could work. Okay. Albert Finney, unless he's a teacher, I can't really see him fitting anywhere in
this. No, that's absolutely fine. That's all good. In best supporting, we've got Jack Nicholson. I was like, he would fucking smash in this. Put Jack Nicholson in this, he'd eat up that scenery. Definitely. Hey, Freddy, Jack Nicholson in another world.
Wow, that. Dang, I wish Alaska was still here. That's actually pretty interesting.
That's tickling a few. I'm thinking, hold on a minute. That maybe.
Good one. Yeah, dude. That's a good one.
John Lithgow. I've got John Lithgow down here as best supporting actor as well. John Lithgow doing evil is good. I love John Lithgow doing evil. When he like Cliffhanger, when he's a bad guy in Cliffhanger, and you're like, shit, this guy's actually good at doing bad guys. He should do more bad guys and not Harry and the Hendersons all the time. But yeah, there you go. Boom. Look, we've done it. Nightmare on Elm Street. 40 years. Crazy. I know, absolutely. Did you want to end on any of the final thoughts on Nightmare, or like your personal rankings on the Nightmare series, where they all stand? Is number one still one for you, or is Dream Warriors up there?
I think Dream Warriors is my favorite. But it's one of those things where it's like I can understand the complexity of the argument, whereas like I can definitively say that number 3 is my favorite, but I cannot definitively say it's the best.
Interesting.
Why
is 3 your favorite?
Because I feel like 3 is when Freddy actually became solidified as being the Freddy that we knew later, but this was the peak of that version of jokey asshole Freddy.
Yeah,
I think with 4 and 5 he still had it, but it just kind of got watered down, and we got so much used to it that it just wasn't that impactful.
Mm-hmm.
But with 3, after him coming back after 2, I think that this was some shit where it was like, dude, who is this person? He was not this guy in the first one. Now he's just a sadistic freak. We would not have, you said it earlier, we would not have Art the Clown had it not been for Freddy. There's no way.
Yeah. That's the crossroads. Art goes down the depravity road. We went down the comedy road. And that's it. It's like, if he just kept him depraved, he would have become Art the Clown at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I like that. I've got here, I don't know, if I might put number one, then number 3, and then New Nightmare. I did rewatch New Nightmare, and it's still really good. It is actually still really good. Do you know what actually has aged? Okay, it's not aged brilliantly, but I give it more leeway now. Freddy versus Jason.
I love that movie. Y'all were talking earlier, and I was going to cut in, but I think that movie's great. It's great.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of fun. It's just got all the fun moments you need. And could they have made it any better? Yeah, but it could have been a whole lot worse. And Ronnie, you kind of just got it, just kind of read it right, I think. So yeah, no, absolutely. Well, there you go. There's our Freddy chat. Hope this is going well. This is good. So I hope your Halloweens are going well, because it's going out in Halloween. And leaves me with the last question I ask everyone who does our horror episodes, Myke. What is the last great thing you've seen? Could be old, could be new, doesn't have to be horror, just the last great thing you've seen.
The last great thing I saw was literally yesterday. I saw The Substance.
Oh, I'm going to watch that tomorrow.
You're going to love it.
Yeah?
It's fucking fun, dude.
Okay.
It's 2.5 hours long, so prepare yourself. It's a very long film. Yeah, it's fucking long. And I knew that when I was going into it, but still... but it didn't feel long. There was no point where I was like, all right, come on, let's get to the point.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Okay.
Fucking great. It's very rare that people hype movies up and they live up to the hype.
Yes. That's my worry. Yeah.
You're going to have a good time, dude.
Okay. Wicked. Can't wait. Last thing I watched, I said it in the Terminator pod, Industry. I don't know if you watch it, Industry. I did watch that. That was amazing.
Started.
Bro, you won't know, you might be better than me. I don't know anything that's happening in the actual financial world, but the characters are all pieces of shit. And that's what I love about it. They're all awful human beings. But yeah, man, thank you so much for jumping on. We're going to do Texas next. And much love, my friend. Take it easy.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
You too. Peace. Peace.
Later.